What is going on, everybody? So, Musa Masterclass. It woke people up. So now, of course, there will always still be the one guy who says we need a trade for a backup center, and I'll respect your opinion if you do, but I'm gonna in this video, I'm just gonna do like a breakdown comparison with Musa Diabate compared to the people who say we should trade for. Like, basically, the trade candidates. Like, not saying that I'm advocating for it, but I'm just comparing to the main people I see that like Clippers fans says we should trade for, at least from YouTube comments, social media, just anything like that in general. So let's just break down some comparison. Let's just dig it in. Let's dig it in. So first first person. So Jared Vanderbilt. I've been hearing a good amount of Clippers fan trade for Jared Vanderbilt, and you know, Jared Vanderbilt compared to other trade candidates, I'm more friendlier towards getting him. But if I'm being completely honest, Musa Diabate is high key like the same type of player that Jared Vanderbilt really is. Like, my bad for all the format and stuff. Google slides just trip out a lot of times, but basically, let's just break it down. So, who's the better shooter? Honestly, they're really like their shooting is just like really similar, but honestly, like I just sense that most of the about the overall could be the slightly better shooter because back in his college days, he had a legit like his. You can tell like he has his shooting form, like the way he shoots, it has some potential. Like both of them cannot really shoot whatsoever yet. Like Musa Diabate has yet to really show that he can really shoot. He definitely could expand his range, but the sky's the limit for Musa Diabate. I mean the potential is pretty high for Vanderbilt too, but but this is just the comparison for shooting because both of them they're not known to shoot whatsoever. Defense, both of them are extremely switchable. Like let's just say if you want to like guard like a power forward, both would successfully guard him pretty well due to their really like long arms and good body size. Most of the clears, in my opinion, though, like in terms of length and versatility, I'll get into that later. But Jared Vanderbilt is a really good defender, in my opinion. But like so is Musa. Like basically, like honestly, when I watched like all the games, like the amount of times I've seen players actually score on Musa is probably like 5 times, like 5 field goals actually got scored on Musa Diabate. That's not a legit statistic, but it's just from what I've seen. Like Musa does not really get scored on. Like even if you're like a really quick guard, like they still don't score on Musa. You cannot shoot over him because that guy will be right in front of you. He's not like Moses Brown or let's see, or maybe even Ivica Zubac to a certain extent. Like he's not just like, oh, if you're quick enough, you'll just score on him. No, like that that happens rarely. You have to be like a legit NBA star in order to score on Musa Diabate. Like, nah, his defense is tough. And then now let's get to the next comparison. Um, both are honestly a really good rebounder, but Musa Diabate is just all over the place. Like the ball could be really darn loose. It looks like you can't really get it. Musa will always just manage to get the rebound. Like Vanderbilt's also pretty good at that too, but Musa just has the size to do it, and he's just better overall. And you're darn right, I'm taking Musa to get a rebound over Vanderbilt by like not a significant margin, but like by a what's a perfect term? Like I wouldn't say, yeah, I would just say by a small margin, but no shade to Vanderbilt. I'm not with him too, but we got to start giving Musa his props. Just play that man. Scoring, I would say a tie. Both of them are really known to be like a type who score the ball. They're more like an impact type player. Like they're more of the type who play really good defense, block shots, and just make really good plays. Like occasionally they'll get a really good dunk or they'll make some nice just put back layups or whatever. But they're not really like at least well for Vanderbilt he's not known to be like a really like the type of guy who would really score the ball. Like I don't he's not the type who would average like 15 plus a game. Maybe he will one season, but at the moment not yet. And Musa, he's still pretty raw. Like when all said and done, Musa Diabate is definitely gonna like if he gets a shot, I could definitely see him becoming a legit solid scorer as well too. But he's at the moment he's more of an impact energy bunny type player. Now let's get to the handles. Now the handles, I would frankly give that to Musa Diabate. Like that guy can move like a guard, honestly. Like Vanderbilt, he's really versatile, but I never seen. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I never seen him legit like maybe back in high school, but I never seen him like did the way how Diabate would really do. Like Diabate really got the type of I don't know. He has a type of skill set that he can literally like dribble the ball and just get a nice dunk, just bam, just like how what happened last night. Like like that. There even like there's even like college clips like Musa Diabate just went a full court, just a full court like he just simply just dribbled the damn ball, just freaking went all the way to the rim, just got a dunk. That's how underrated his versatility is in my personal perspective. And athleticism, you gotta give that to Moose. After what happened last night, come on. Vanderbilt got a poster? I have a feeling he might have, but Moose, that boy just literally bam. But hey, for real though, props to I forgot his name already, but I want to give him this props for actually being willing to play the defense because a lot of people could easily just ran away and all that, but he chose to at least make an effort to contest it. And yeah, he got posterized, but in my opinion, I don't believe people who gets dunked on should be really like just clowned on. In my opinion, I believe like they should actually get some of the props too because, like, hey, like at least it shows that they're willing to like make an effort to play defense. It shows effort, in my opinion. Because like a lot of players, they just walk away. They just walk away, get a free dunk. But nah, I forgot his name already. Like, and my bad, my apologies. But he really like actually made an effort to contest it. But unfortunately, he just got flushed on. Just because Musa is him. Musa is fucking him. All right, switchability. Musa, honestly, like it's not by a significant margin. It's actually like a pretty small margin. Both of them are extremely switchable players. Like, but Musa Diabate can just do a tad bit better. Because why? He can actually guard legit centers. Vanderbilt, he could guard legit centers too. But let's be real. His size though, he's like 6'8", 6'9". Musa's like 6'10", 6'11", and he has a longer wingspan. Musa Diabate could just do it just a bit better. Like, let's just say, for example, Musa Diabate can guard like 2 to 5, or heck, maybe even a 1 if the point guard's not quick enough. And Vanderbilt, I would say he could guard like 2 to 4 or 1 to 4, 5 to an extent. But let's just say if it's a guy like, let's see, like Nikola Jokic, like honestly, who would you rather have guard Nikola Jokic? Musa Diabate or Jared Vanderbilt? Damn right, I'm saying Musa Diabate 10 out of 10. Because that boy would just hound your ass, bruh. That boy is like a motherfucking German Shepherd, like off the leash when he's about to bite you. Like, like Moose. Moose is just him. And versatility, like I said, same reasoning. Like Musa Diabate can just do just a bit better on that versatility. Because like first thing, like let's just say, first thing you know, he's guarding a forward or a big man. Next thing you know, he's he's guarding like a shooting guard or even the point guard, and he still managed to contest that pretty well. Like, of course, yeah, he eventually gets scored on, but that's just part of the game. Like, but I rarely seen anyone scored successfully on Musa Diabate. Like, am I the only one who's seeing this? Like, I don't think I'm the only one because I watched like the whole entire game. Because, but the last category I just put for this is impact. Like impact, they're both really like the same type of impactful player at the moment. Although I believe Musa Diabate has a legit shot to surpass that if Tyronn Lue just grow a pair and actually play him some legit minutes. Like, but for now, they're both the momentum type player. They both do the most dirtiest, scrappiest type of work. But but that's just my personal summary. So next player, Miles Turner, the most popular trade candidates that a lot of Clippers fans are willing to trade for him. They be saying stuff, we should trade a first round pick for Turner. Like, nah, man, let's not dig ourselves a hole here. Nah. Like, if you asked me last year, I was crazy about getting Miles Turner. But if but I kind of did some digging, and of course with the help of, some people, like it kind of like opened my eye, like maybe he's not going to be as this, utopian big that would just solve every of our solution. Because if you really think about it, most Miles Turner is just really just like people that are attracted to Miles Turner because solely because he could really shoot threes, and they just want to, and Clippers fans, we just want to see our bigs shoot threes, but unfortunately our bigs don't do that, but they don't need to do that. But anyways, let's get into the category. Shooting, obviously, his 3-point shooting definitely clears Musa Diabate at the moment. But in terms of like field goal efficiency, like I mean, yeah, it's a small sample size, but I would say I would kind of say Musa Diabate in terms of field goal, but overall shooting, I have to give it to Miles Turner. Like he can definitely shoot the three, he can shoot the free throw, but sometimes he shoot the three a little bit too much, and he doesn't bang down low a lot of times. And sometimes it can, like those same people who want to trade for Miles Turner, they might kind of want to eat. They might eat their words because they're gonna be like, "What the heck? Our big man is not really a big man. He's just a 7-foot shooting guard like Karl-Anthony Towns." But next category, defense. Miles Turner, he's a really good interior defender. He's a good shot blocker. But again, but honestly, 10 out of 10, easy. Musa Diabate. Want to know why? Pick and roll defense. Miles Turner, from what I've seen or from what I've heard, he's okay in terms of pick and roll. But let's just say we play a guy like Luka Doncic, or I'm trying to think of a really skilled guard, or Damian Lillard, or James Harden. Who are you picking to guard these guys over Miles Turner and Musa Diabate? Again, come on now. If you put the experience aside, if you actually analyze the player's game, and if you have some common sense, of course you had to say Musa Diabate. That man is switchable. That man could defend all angles. While Turner's just strictly like a big man who defends the interior uh, part of the game. Moose can just do it all. He can do it all. Like I said, I barely seen people really scored on Musa Diabate. Like, I'm not being biased. I literally watched the game. Rebounding. Like, obviously, if you look at stat wise, of course, the trade candidate, it's always going to clear Musa Diabate. But when you watch the game, when you're not a box score fan, when you watch game to game, like, see, one thing I really wish the NBA really does is they do the highlights and then they make a separate video of all possessions, so you can really see what happens in the game. In my humble opinion, because when you see a player, when you see like all possession for the whole entire game, yeah, it's gonna be a long video, but at least that you you'll get a full understanding of what the heck happened in the game. And like, I would say, I would have to give it to Musa Diabate in terms of rebounding as well too. Like, Miles Turner is not like Miles Turner, despite him getting even more minutes than Ivica Zubac. Miles Turner gets less rebounds than Ivica Zubac in general. Like, in terms of statistically, I forgot the exact numbers, but just check the stats, check the sample size, and everything. And then Zubac's not even like, Zubac sometimes he would just not even be the type of big who would just really rebounds a lot of times. It's shown last night, but Musa, with him on the floor, you will always get rebounds. Like, you would always get your second chance possessions. Like, there's no doubt about it. Scoring, like, I really want to say Musa Diabate so bad, but obviously, at the moment, I had to go with Miles Turner for a little bit, just because for the sake he can shoot threes and just like space the floor in general, which is the same thing as shooting threes. But so next 2 years, or heck, maybe even end of this year, when you play Musa Diabate a good amount of minutes, I might try to find a way to give it to Musa. Handles Musa easily. No way I've ever seen Miles Turner legit handle a ball like a guard. It's that simple. Athleticism, again, easily Musa. Musa just literally posterized the living shit out of the one Nuggets player. Like, no disrespect to the Nuggets player, but that's just like, because I just forgot his name. But he just posterized the shit out of him. Switchability. Damn right, Musa. Again, if you want a guy who just defends in the paint, sure, you can go for Miles Turner, but Musa Diabate could, in my opinion, could defend as good inside the paint. But at the same time, he defends so damn good in the perimeter. So it's not a hard decision to say Musa Diabate is better in terms of switchability and versatility. Impact, Musa as well. Musa gets the team going. When Musa Diabate gets a dunk, he will be fucking screaming at your head. And he's just a pretty damn impactful player, just for the sake you can't go wrong with him in terms of rebounds. And, on a defensive end, he does so damn well at it too. He's also a pretty good shot blocker. Like, every time when he plays, he always gets a block. Like, that is something pretty damn good about him too. So, you know, Turner's pretty good in terms of blocking inside the paint, but Moose, he's he could shot block all over the place. Like, he could be in the paint, it'll be a block. It could be you trying to shoot over him. Moose could block that. Like, like it's just simple as that. So now the last player, like, I've been seeing kind of lately, and it's been for like the past like month. It's just particularly like one dude. He's been saying it, but it's Nikola Vucevic. Man, oh man, can't wait to break down this category. Shooting, obviously, I have to go for Vucevic. Vucevic is always known to be the type of guy who's able to shoot the ball. But defense, oh man, Musa easily interior and exterior. Just put a player who's more athletic or who's more skilled. Vucevic is damn right getting scored on 9 out of 10 times. While Musa Diabate, good luck scoring on him. Good luck trying to score on Musa Diabate. Rebounding. Um, Honestly, Musa as well too. Like, maybe I'm tripping, but Musa is just all over the place. He really is all over the place. While Vucevic, he's more of a stationary type of rebounder. He's more like, like he'll box you out pretty good. But Musa is just he's just next thing he's from here, and then next thing he's all the way there. Like dude's just everywhere. Scoring, I have to give it to Vucevic just because like he's obviously known as more of like a scoring type of big. Like he had moments when he averaged over 20 points a game, which is that always the attraction on why like like us like some Clippers fans would prefer him to be a Clipper, but let's be real. Me, I'm definitely going rocking with Musa. Handles, come on, Musa easily. Athleticism, don't even think about it. Musa easily is way more athletic than Vucevic. No disrespect to Vucevic, but come on. Musa athleticism is damn right off the charts. Switchability, come on now. Come on now. Like, I don't, do I really need to answer switchability at this point? I don't think so. Versatility, honestly, you could low-key kind of make a little argument on why Vucevic is more versatile than Diabate just because, he's more refined and banging down low and being able to shoot the ball better. And some people say he can pass the ball too. Like I need to do some more analyzing on Vucevic, but honestly, like I would stick with Musa Diabate in terms of versatility because I love people who plays really top tier defense. Like as you can see, Musa Diabate does so good on it. And then last category, impact. Same reasoning for, switchability, athleticism, and versatility. Like, if you want a guy who can legit grab boards and lock down, just lock people up easily, Musa Diabate, 9 out of 10. Like, the only reason why I could see you want to say Vucevic over Musa is just, like, he's a better scorer, but honestly, that doesn't really cut it just because, you can be a really good scorer, but if your defense is bad, you're pretty vulnerable. But I honestly just made this video just because, a lot of people, they be wanting to trade for a big man in the market without really thinking about what our bigs can do. Like, obviously, unfortunately, Moses Brown turned out to be, at the moment, like, kind of like a dud at the moment. Like, he's been really immobile, and, he just fouls a lot, and he doesn't really have, like, he just simply has a putback type of game. But I was, rooting for him, but, I mean, of course, obviously, I would try to root for everybody, but, like, Moses Brown, he just shows that, I think it's just time to have him try to develop in the G League a lot more often. And I can still see Moses Brown as being a pretty solid player within years to come. Like, let's just say 3 years, he could be a serviceable, average backup big. But another reason why I'm kind of happy that we didn't go for a backup big because Musa Diabate, like, I mean, of course I've seen bigs who are switchable, but Musa is just fierce, and you cannot really teach fierce. And like my question to people is, why would you want to trade for why would you want to legit trade a chunk of our asset just to just to look good on paper to get a big just to like I said look good on paper but not actually really yeah, I guess you'll improve because Tyronn Lue would be less scared of just simply playing him because he's a quote unquote he's an NBA veteran, while Musa Diabate, who's just as good, he gets no playing time just because it's his first year, despite Musa Diabate being like as good of a player compared to a lot of the bigs in the market. So, I just had to make a video in this type of format to kind of break down, like, just break down what bigs usually do and just see who's the better player. And most, in my opinion, he's just Like, just play Musa Diabate instead of just just trading like our potential, like our future, or just like just a thing that we may not need as much as we would think. Like, in my opinion, like the only trades we should be doing is just the chess moves type of trades. I mentioned it in my past videos, but like, you get the point if you've been watching my videos. But that's just simply my opinion. Just let me know about what you think about like my kind of like my little breakdown. Like, are you now officially on the train of playing Musa Diabate? I mean, at this point, you just got to say yes. It's not really just me trying to convince you. It's just, if you watch the game, you would definitely say yes. But just leave a comment down below, and I'll definitely get with y'all in the comment section. And as y'all know, peace.